What is good, everybody? We got a pre-market live. We haven't done one in a while. So we are gonna get things rolling. We're gonna give a few minutes, few seconds for people to come on through. And then we're gonna be talking about this rangy market that we got, right? Things are kind of flat, some things up, some things down, but it's a weird day, so I do want to give a little bit of clarity to what's going on. So let me increase this light so you guys can see me a little bit better. Now it's kind of bright. Cool. So we got the good old SPY, right? Good old SPY. We got the 4-hour chart, 15-minute chart, and this is my overall market screen. What does that mean? We got SPY, which is the overall market, and then you got QQQ, which is the technology overall market, and then Apple, which is the old school representation of the overall market. So what does this tell us? Well, taking a look back, we have this zone that we drew. What is this? It's a supply zone from the middle of December. We drew this this week, and yesterday we broke through it. And Wednesday we broke through it. Yesterday we came down to hold it as support, and that is what gave us the indication that the market was going to go up. So I told everyone that we have a 9 EMA at the same exact area. So being that you have two separate levels in the same exact area, that's confluence, right? What is confluence? It means you have two or more levels aligning in the same spot. So that was very high probability in a very dense area for support. All right. What does that mean? Pretty much means this is a good level to hold up as support, which would send the market up, which is what we seen happen yesterday. All right. So if you was part of the live trading yesterday, you would have gotten all this information as we started the morning, and you could have made some good money. All right. Simple. This is the 15-minute chart. You can see more details, same zone. And we have a similar situation where we drew this zone. This one is like a little bit, I drew it a little bit differently, right? Not going to get too much into it, but we broke through it at the middle of the day, and then we had a big spike up at the end of the day after that Donald Trump speech. So I'm going to talk about that as well. And just for context, we are at all-time new highs, right? So we're gonna pull up the SPY on the big chart, and we're gonna look at the weekly, and you can see pretty much from 2008, nice move on up, right? 2008, we was at $68, crazy, on SPY, and now we're at 609. We hit a high at 610, I believe, in the pre-market or after hours yesterday, but you're not seeing that on the weekly chart because all that stuff happened outside of the regular market hours. The weekly and the daily only shows you what happens during the open market hours. So you have to look through different time frames if you really want all the levels that you could possibly see. Right. So that's the work you got to do as a trader. Got to use your different time frames, which is what we're going to go through today. On this weekly chart, right, we have a engulfing candle that was formed last week, which sent us up this week. So just looking at the weekly, you could see that we have bullish momentum to the upside. We have volume increasing this week, which is telling bullish signals. All right. Yes, we are at the all-time highs, which is somewhat of a bearish signal to, I guess, most people. But you guys know I take more than one factor into consideration because there's many different tricks and variations in this market, right? So if the market is moving up, I'm usually rolling with the trend to the upside. If the market is moving down, I'm rolling with the trend to the downside. So keeping it simple, keep it simple, stupid is the acronym, right? For KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. All right. So not thinking too much, we're just observing. We're gonna look at the daily chart. I know it's a bunch of lines, but you got a lot of gaps. So I'm gonna zoom in, zoom in. This was a trend line that we used pretty much the last few weeks. You can see it was respected a lot. But notice as we went up, right? This gapped up ridiculously and then gapped up a lot again for the second time, gapped up again, third time, gapped up again, fourth time. And then you had a big move up to the all-time highs yesterday. So I'm not gonna lie, this is I'm not feeling this in terms of healthy movement to the upside. All right, this is not healthy. What you want to see is pullbacks as you go into an uptrend. So even though things are looking strong, even though things are looking bullish, the previous move we had over the last few days, it was a little bit too bullish, right? It's kind of like you starting a marathon and you start sprinting, just booking it full speed for that first mile, right? You all excited. You're like, man, I've been training for this, and you're probably in first place. But the thing is, you sprinted. You went out too hard. So the market and the price action is similar, where if it moves too fast, the natural behavior of it is to pull back before it continues. All right. So there's a lot of levels that I feel like we could come back to retest. One, this zone that we broke through on the daily, which is at about 606. And then another one is the simple gap you have here at 602, 603. You got the 9 EMA at like 598. So this by itself, all these areas are reasons for us to come down. And then you have this trend line that we just demolished, and we haven't came down to test it as support before moving back up. So I'm gonna get a little bit fancy, and I'm gonna throw a Fibonacci from the bottom to the top, right? So that's from 575, right? We was just at 575 on the 13th. Today is the 24th. So about 11 days ago, right? A week and a half, we was at 575 and now we're at 609. That's a huge, huge move in a short amount of time. So just giving you guys context to what's going on. There's a lot of uncertainty, and I was able to see it in the price action yesterday because the stocks were just moving weird. Some was moving up, some was moving down. Moves that I was expecting to happen just wasn't moving properly. So all this is just iffiness, right? So today is Friday, and we're gonna take a look at the stocks in a minute to see the type of activity that is given us, which is kind of flat, right? But before we do, I just want to see what potential levels we could come down to. So the first level on the fibs is 601. All right, this is the 23.6. I don't really use this level, but this is the first level, right? So this is the most high probable level to come down to 601. And then 338.2 is like 596.50. So yeah, these are just potential areas we could come down to based on the fibs, right? So there's many levels I could just call out. I'm not going to say they're random because they have reasons to it, but there's so many levels we could come down to. So what I would do is just focus on the lower time frames. For example, go to the 4 hour and lower, right? So go to the 4 hour and see if the support levels are being broken down, right? If those support levels are being broken down, for example, the first one that I see that's holding that support is 608.50, right? Which is also a previous resistance. So this could be a trick where most traders may think that because this is a resistance area, that it may hold as support before we go back up, which is kind of what it's showing right now. But like I said, things are iffy. So be prepared for the tricks. Things could look like it's supposed to do something proper according to the textbook, but it could simply reverse because of everything that we mentioned. Now, this is that same move that we looked at on the weekly, and notice there's no gaps. Smooth movement up. Notice I'm going to delete this fib so we could see clear. Notice that the price stayed above the 9 EMA this entire time. We got a nice 1 push, 2 push, 3 push, 4. I'm the type of person to respect the trend as well. So even though I'm seeing a lot of reasons for the price to pull back, I'm just observing the trend. And if it wants to hold the support and continue going up, I'm with it as well. All right. So this is a day where you got to be ready for anything. Be ready for the market to stay flat today. That's another possibility. So let's take a look at the demand zone we could draw. And the reason why I'm staying with the SPY right now, because most stocks, right, 3 out of 4 stocks will follow the direction of the SPY. All right, this is a demand zone here. So like 606 is an area where you could see some pullback. All right, so now we're gonna take a look at the stocks and see what I'm watching. Yesterday, VST was a hot one. All right, VST was a hot one. All right, we traded this one up during that Donald Trump speech. Actually, before the speech happened, and during the speech, he mentioned that a lot of energy is going to be needed this year. So VST is an energy production company, right? Along with OKLO, which went crazy at the same time. So definitely keep these on watch for today, for next week, and for the rest of the year. All right, this has some upside. This is at, I believe, all-time highs. All right, I'm expecting this to go past 200. I see 220 and higher this year. Look at the volume; it's increasing, and just got to go with the flow. You could grab some, leap options, a couple weeks out options, whatever floats your boat. But this one is pretty strong to the upside, and of course, manage your risk. I'm not a financial advisor, so just throwing that out there. All right. This is a good one to keep on watch. You got Nvidia, right? Nvidia is pushing up pre-market. Literally, it's been doing nothing the whole morning until like pretty much 20 minutes ago. So keep Nvidia on watch. We broke through, pretty much we have new highs this week, right? And if we zoom out, we could see we are on the 4-hour and we're using the 90 EMA as support. And the next level up, I would say, is at about 150 and some change, close to 151. All right, AMD, you're starting to see some movement to the upside. ARM had some nice movement as well yesterday. No, I believe the day before, right? Huge spike up, pulled back yesterday, and you could see some upside today. So the chip sector, right? NVIDIA, AMD, ARM, SMCI, they're all having some momentum to the upside. So keep those on watch. All right. Meta pushed up a lot yesterday, gapped up overnight. So a lot of people, they're probably excited, right? But look at what just happened. It pretty much dropped insanely. So if you swung, you was hype, and then it's probably sad right now. So let's see what else is moving. Well, we got sound. Sound is in a range. PLTR. It's been pushing up, but it's close to the highs, and I'm not really sure. I don't have a feel on it to where it could go, but it's in a range right now on the 4-hour. All right, I'm not really looking to touch it. Let's see. MSTR was one that I'm sure a lot of people was expecting to move because of the Donald Trump speech, and it's in a range right now. So I'm not really excited about it. You got Affirm. Affirm was moving down the last few days, and now we're seeing some momentum to the upside. So some financial technology could be something to keep your eyes on. Let's take a look at if there's anything else. Oracle. Oracle's a hot one this week. They had the news and the news about the Stargate, and it had a crazy gap up and then pulled back, and yesterday it pushed up. So it's up and down, still in the range. And yeah, definitely gotta just wait on a few stocks to present some solid opportunities. There's not really much that I could say this is a really good opportunity. So knowing that it's Friday, knowing that it's 0 DTE, meaning that there's 0 days to expiration, and a lot of people they love grabbing those, including myself, because you can make a lot of money, good risk reward. So, but at the same time, you could lose the entire position, right? Big reward, but you're taking sometimes big risk on the option, but it doesn't have to be big risk to your account if you size properly, right? If you if you only put $20, right, or 20 cents on an option, that's the most you could lose, right? That's risk management. If you decide to buy an option for $2 and expires today, and you lose it, and you're mad because you lost $200 in a matter of 5 minutes, that's your fault. All right. Understand you could manage your risk with options, and it's actually easier to manage your risk with options, right? You don't hear a lot of people say that, right? A lot of people say options is risky, which it has risky characteristics, but it literally sets you up to manage your risk. It says, hey, the most you could lose is how much you put up. So just take that into consideration coming into today with the type of market that we have. It's going to be I'm feeling that it's going to be some tricks. And what could you do? You could just not trade, right? You could wait till Monday. You could put up less money, right? Set a budget aside. Don't get reckless. All right. If you have a small account, it's going to be very tempting to trade the zero DTEs. So first things first, manage your emotions, right? Take a break. You don't have to trade at 9:30, come in at 10 o'clock or later. And make sure you keep both directions in mind. All right. Today is not a normal day. This is not a exciting market right now. So just manage everything and manage your expectations most of all. All right. So we got about 9 minutes until the open. So I won't be doing the live trading this morning. I'm just here to give you guys just some clarity on what's going on with the market. Right. And yeah, I don't think there's much that I'm really seeing that stands out. All right. I'm more the way I trade is I find momentum when it presents itself and I use my key levels, key patterns, key conditions to trade it properly. All right. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then you should you could join the Discord where I have a handbook that I created for all my members right here, and you could download that. And this gives you my entire strategy. It teaches you the basics, a whole lot, right? A whole lot. Not gonna get too much into it, but you could see that just yesterday we used everything in that handbook to make some good plays. All right. Yesterday was Netflix. We made 117% on Netflix, and VST was a good play as well. All right. So the members are doing good. And if you guys want to learn my strategy, we have one spot left for my 6-week mastermind. All right. It's starting this Sunday. And I'm going to be teaching you everything that I know, including my strategy, my entries, my exits, risk management, psychology, all my techniques, all my tools, everything, right? For 6 weeks, we're going to be doing 2 main classes a week and live trading. So $5.99 is the price. We have a payment plan for $99 a week. All right. So if you guys plan on risking $100 today, that $100 could go to your trading education. All right. And this is, I don't know when I'm going to be doing this mastermind again. So click the link in the bio if you guys want to join. If you want to take that last spot, it's limited to 10 people. So it's going to be a small group and we're going to be doing some in-depth learning. All right. In 6 weeks, you will not be the same trader. All right. You will be equipped with a strategy. You will know where and when to exit. You will know how to manage your risk and everything above. All right. So appreciate you guys for coming through. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.